if you're in England, are you a white mermaid? If you're in the seas of Africa, you're a black mermaid.
Right.
Where under the sea is Ariel that she is for sure a white mermaid?
Thank you, everybody, again for chiming in for your weekly dose. I'm Blake Steele.
Chiming in.
Chime.
That's
Chime.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thanks for tuning in to your weekly dose of a dose of reality.
I guess that's where we're starting then.
I'm Kid Iso.
And I'm Blake Steele. Again, thank you, everybody, for liking, subscribing, commenting. I know you guys probably get tired of us saying to subscribe, but the statistics show that the more we tell you to subscribe, you actually do it. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and thanks for tuning in.
Chiming in. That's
chiming in.
Funny.
We chiming in?
Yeah. I don't even know.
That's your bank account, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't even know. See, putting my important information out there. So my social security number is also
Chime
312-778894. If you guys want to know, there you go. Go ahead and take out some credit cards in my name. Fuck, my credit already up. Actually will not even get approved for anything. You will get straight up denied. They will probably send the fucking police looking for you. Like, hey, you owe these people this and you owe these people that. So, yeah, use at your own risk, I guess.
So you're just sitting in collections at this point?
Oh, absolutely. They are coming for my ass.
You know, that's almost as fucked up as Rachel Richardson lying about racial slurs in the stands.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, so I was looking into that, right? And there are a bunch of conflicting reports. Obviously, the Duke volleyball player, Rachel Richardson, was on the road playing a volleyball game against BYU, and she said that she heard people calling her the N-word. Apparently some fans heard this too, but then BYU did an investigation and said that they didn't find anything that said that was true. And that could possibly be true. But then again, I was thinking about it and I was like, wouldn't I, if I had a school and my fans were accused of calling somebody the N-word, and I did an investigation, I probably wouldn't say that I found out that they were saying the N-word. I probably wouldn't do that. But
yeah, I think that looks bad on the school entirely. But at the same time, it's like, if something was broadcasted to that length, I'd understand that somebody doesn't want to compromise the reputation of their school.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like, if it was true, it should be handled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if it's not true, then it should be handled better than how they handled the whole Jessie Somellet bullshit.
Yeah, no, I just think, like, I don't know, man. It's so fucked up because at some point it's like we're going to we basically have he say, she say, because of course there's no, video evidence of whatever. Like with Jessie.
It was recorded though, right?
I don't think so, no.
So the game wasn't recorded?
No, because it's volleyball, so it's...
and it's women's?
Yeah, it's women's volleyball. And, like, besides the Olympics women's volleyball gets a lot of
well, that's the Olympics,
watch
though.
it. But
that's the Olympics, right.
As far as collegiate, I don't think it would get the viewership of, but it's just like, men's polo.
Right. I got a question for you, bro.
Shit.
How do you feel about people in general lying or putting themselves in a position where they stretch the truth of situations like this that really happen with racist remarks?
I mean, I guess it goes back to lying. It's like it makes it. It's like, for me, it's like I put it in the same category as like people who lie about getting sexually assaulted.
Okay.
And it's like you fuck it up for the people who actually
Are hurting.
who are actually telling the truth, who actually go through these things.
Right.
And it makes it to the point where, like, now people are more hesitant to listen to what others have to say, and in that situation, like, more people are more hesitant to, like, believe you because there's more and more cases of people lying.
Right.
So it's just like you kind of like undermine people's cases because, bro, there's hella racism. There's hella racist ass people and shit who say really fucked up things and do really fucked up shit. For example, like this whole the Little Mermaid shit. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's pretty hilarious, actually. Like, people are getting...
Well, they did that in a cartoon version
Mhm.
of the what was it? The Princess and the Frog?
Yeah, the Princess and the
And
Frog.
they did that in
And
a
she was
cartoon.
black,
And she
yeah,
was
yeah.
black. Yeah.
So
That was another
now
character.
the Little Mermaid is gonna be black in this new live action one, and
It's live action. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's-
Okay.
so it's live action, and so it's funny because like there's like a bunch of people up in arms. It's like, oh, the actual source material, it's white, and so this is my question to other people who are saying that, because it's a genuine question.
Yeah.
Under the sea is she? You know, if you're in England, are you a white mermaid? If you're in the seas of Africa, you're a black mermaid.
Right.
If you're in the seas
Well,
of
if you're in
like
South Africa, you could be white still.
if you're South African, so like where under the sea is Ariel that she is for sure a white mermaid? Because I didn't even know mermaids had races and shit. This is blowing my mind. This is a new part of the mermaid lore that I knew nothing of.
I think it's kind of interesting when people cite it back and they're like, yeah, we've cited this and the Little Mermaid's white.
Yeah.
But when you really think about it, because if you want to take it farther back than that,
Right.
Walt Disney stole
Yeah.
all
Absolutely.
of these ideas
Yeah.
from Roman Catholic plays. And
Oh,
they were
it
meant
was,
to be depressive,
yeah.
horror. I mean, it was
what's his name?
drama.
What's Cuz's name? Hans Christian Andersen. These are a lot of his stories and fables that Disney just ripped off, which I think it's pretty funny that they're able to have the actual like sole intellectual rights to a lot of these. Well, they don't have the sole.
I think it's
intellectual
different
rights.
though, because in those times especially, things were being recorded, but this was all live action.
Right.
So I mean, this was like this was a play. It was a
Right.
musical. You know what I mean? And,
or written. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that anybody of any race could have played these characters when
Yeah.
it originally happened.
Right, and the only reason why that in most of these fairy tales that and the pictures and in the books or whatever that these characters are white is just because a lot of times they're written by white people.
Yeah.
So like again, I've never really had an issue with that, right? Because if I'm a person who's making something, I'm probably going to make something that resembles somebody who looks like me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if I'm a black man and I'm writing a book, I'm probably going to write something about a black young man or a black young lady in that situation, just because those are the familiar
Territories for you.
So, like, I understand why they're white, but again, like, the Little Mermaid specifically, like, if we were talking about Cinderella, I guess you may have a point, right? But
I mean,
the little
not really,
not
though.
really, but
Not really though, because whoever ends up rewriting the story, I mean, obviously
Makes
Disney
it-
still has the rights, but I
Right.
mean, they had to have changed some things in the language.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for cultural base. So at this point, it's like I don't think that any character has any sense of like
race.
being primarily white.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, especially like with the Little Mermaid. This shit is so stupid to me because it's like, are we really saying that the mermaids have races now? Like,
I don't even
that's
think it's that. I think
crazy.
people are more focused on this stupid shit
Yeah.
than actually the problems that are going on today. I don't want to
Absolutely.
venture too far before I lose my thought on I'm just curious because I don't think we've actually talked about it. Obviously, the Jessie Somellet situation, if people don't know about that, it's pretty much it came down to Chicago. Was it for something specific, or was he just in Chicago?
I think he lived here.
Okay,
so he was living here.
So he was living in Chicago,
Yeah.
and then he had hired people to
Beat
jump
him up.
him and
Yeah.
beat him up, and then he had gone to news reporters and to the police and said that they had beaten him up and
Called him the N-word, yeah.
called him an N-word and for racial reasons.
Yeah.
So now that being said, why is it okay for people to lie about this? Yes, okay. We are slandering them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are slandering these certain individuals that make this choice.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, there's no legal punishment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost like if you lied on stand, then you would get contempt of court.
That nigga went to jail for that shit.
He did go to jail.
Yeah,
I didn't
went
know
to
that.
jail.
I didn't know he went to jail.
Yeah, he actually he served a crime.
I don't know.
Yeah, no. That dude, Josie Smollett went to jail.
Jessie Somellet.
Jessie Smollett.
It's like Smoolie.
Smollett. Yeah, no. If I'm not mistaken,
Smollett.
if he wasn't in jail, he was.
I don't think he went to jail, bro.
He at least let's see.
Oh no, he did. Sentenced to 150 days in jail.
Yeah, no, that nigga went to jail. That man went to jail for that shit.
Yeah.
I was finna say, I was like, cause this is why he went to jail though. He lied to the police. That shit is a crime.
False police report.
Right, that shit's a crime. So
Yeah,
no,
but
his ass committed a crime.
But I
for
still
everybody else,
there should be some sort of punishment, bro. You cannot rely on the police 100% of the time, and you cannot be relying on all these officials.
I mean, it's kind of like, but you know what it is similar to? It is like, it's treated the same way, and culturally it is. When you lie about shit like that, when people aren't doing shit to you, people treat it like they treat when you see a Karen on social media. That's how that's treated. You're slandered.
Okay.
And I know that's
yes,
specific,
that's what I'm saying. That you're being
but
slandered. But why is there
no actual
punishment?
Because there's not an actual crime that is being committed, right? So even with the Karen shit, 9 times out of 10, there's no crime that's being committed. They're just being extra.
Belligerent.
Yeah. So like, all you can do is just slander them and slander those people that get caught for that shit. Because again, there's no crime. It's not a crime to lie.
Do you think that it's a race thing though? Do you think that people in different races would get different kind of punishments for something like this instead of just being slandered?
No.
I mean, obviously canceled, slandered, but
yeah, I mean, no. I think that
I'm just curious.
I think that no matter what, like, every race has some sort of advantage, some way that they can spin shit, right?
Right.
So, like, black people can say, "Oh, white people called me the N-word," right? White people can say, "Oh, this person was a thug. I was terrified." You know, Hispanic people can say, "Oh, they were saying that I was illegal." You know, everybody has something that they can say about the next race.
Right.
To
I'm just saying, is the punishment different? That's what I'm asking. Is the punishment different? So if a white person said something, do you think that they would be slandered in a different way? If a black person said something, do you think that they would be slandered in a different way? Do you think everybody's being slandered the same, or it's just being depicted by race?
I think that it's slandered the same. I mean, I just think that, to be honest with you, because of Black Twitter being like such a thing, they're just the funniest with that shit. So like, it always looks a little worse for like somebody when they come against when they're like getting slandered by black people, because Black Twitter like takes that shit to the extreme, and that should be funny as fuck.
But see, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's
So like,
that's exactly what I'm asking, and you answered my question without even realizing you answered my question.
yeah.
If a white person says something about a black person or about somebody who is Hispanic or of any kind of descent, then they are going to be slandered the hardest.
I think that it's not that they're slandered the hardest, because if a black person does this something and white people will slander them, and slander them even say a lot of fucked up shit. I just think that like
They come at it from different angles.
black people are just funnier
Yeah,
with the shit.
but they come at it from different
yeah,
angles.
I would say we'll
Like,
come
so,
at it with different angles.
White
It's just,
people are more coming at it politically. Like this
and
is
like
what the stats are,
and like more
okay.
like more. I would say with white people when they're on that shit, especially on social media, they're more like
I feel like political,
but like more like not even in a joking way. They would be saying
serious.
some they're serious as fuck about how they're like mad as fuck. And like black people on like social media, it's like this shit is funny to me. So
Right.
I'm going to keep on trolling you and making a meme out of everything. And like that's why it hits different. It just does culturally, but that's what black people have done. That's what black comedians do. That's what these shows like I said, black comedians, that's what we've done for like a long time is
Right.
like take that shit and try to make it as funny as fucking possible, even if that shit is really fucked up and it really makes you feel like shit.
Right.
You're like, all right, I'm gonna try to spin this and make a joke out of it and now laugh because life is fucking tough. So yeah,
I get it.
absolutely.
I wanted to hit that because obviously Dose Reality doesn't talk about politics too much.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get into the new laws in Illinois starting 2023. Should I just go over them real quick?
Yeah, go over them. Purge.
Oh yeah,
Season.
Purge 2023, the real
Absolutely.
Drillinois.
Drillinois.
Sincerely, dude.
Back to being murder cap.
I mean, we're literally going right back there.
You know what's funny about that though? Actually, like Chicago is a lot safer than LA right now.
That's true, because of
So-
all the homeless people.
Not because of the homeless people, because they're robbing motherfuckers,
Yeah, but there's
everywhere.
homeless people and there's drug addicts on the street.
of course. But those
And
not
that-
the people robbing motherfuckers.
But that has to do with the crime, absolutely.
I
You don't think so?
don't think so.
LA has literally the biggest population of
I know
homeless
they
people
do
in
have
the
the
United
most
States.
homeless
And do you
people.
think that the homeless people in Chicago, you think if they weren't doped up, they wouldn't try to rob you for your shit?
Maybe if they weren't doped up, but the problem is that they're doped up.
Right. But what I'm saying is that if you have that many homeless people, I promise you that not the whole population is on drugs.
Yeah, but I don't think that.
And if they're living in the street and there's more of the homeless people than there is the civilians.
Yeah, but I don't think that they're the ones hitting anybody though. That at the same time.
Yeah, but people are getting robbed. I mean,
Yeah, but
literally
not
pulling
by-
out of their car and
Yeah.
in broad daylight.
Yeah, broad daylight. Like they killing motherfuckers.
2023 laws, Illinois. Aggravated battery, intimidation, aggravated DUI, kidnapping, aggravated fleeing, robbery, arson, second-degree murder, burglary, threatening an official like a police officer, drug-induced homicides. All these offenses will not serve a cash bond anymore. So if you commit any of these offenses, even second-degree murder, then you will be let out immediately right after your first hearing with no bond. And they said specifically that, I know you're laughing right now, this is fucking ridiculous. They said specifically that they technically can't even go looking for them. Let's say they had gotten let out on house arrest or ankle monitor or whatever. They can't go look for them even if the band gets cut off for at least, I think they said about a week, but the exact context that this official was saying was that they would be in Alaska by the time that we were able to look for them. These are the
Dude.
new laws of 2023 in Illinois.
ISO might start kicking in some doors, nigga. Might start kicking in a few doors.
No, seriously, this is getting big, bro.
Yeah.
This is getting really big to the point where, I mean, you feel like you're not safe now. You feel like the government has all eyes on you. I mean, everywhere has cameras now. Every single place has cameras now. Your phones are listening to you. I mean, there's no sense of privacy. Cameras on your camera, cameras on your phone. You know what I mean? It's just like, now we're going to implement even bigger things to make it's like we're trying to destroy ourselves within.
True.
Because at that point, you are going to be, creating less crime?
Not creating less crime.
Bro, you have people sitting in prison for virtually life for distributing or going over state lines with cannabis.
Right.
And they're sitting in prison. And now you're going to let all these charges just go like it's nothing.
I don't think, but that's what I think that people are a little bit, and yourself even are a little bit mistaken with what this means. I don't think that this means that it's gonna be easier to get away with shit. I just think people are gonna have more time to take care of shit before they have to go in. That's all I think that this does. You're gonna still get caught up. They're still gonna be looking for motherfuckers. Once you get caught up, you have a little bit longer time, and you get to fight your case from outside instead of inside. And then they're going to come get your ass when you lose that bitch, inevitably, because you're going to lose that bitch. And I think you're going to lose more.
But what I'm saying is, do you really think that people aren't going to start running if they have the opportunity to?
Sure, you can run. But, I mean, this is the thing that, I think that people don't understand. 90% of the people who are doing shit that's getting caught up, they can say, yeah, I'm going to run, but they don't have no fucking place to go. You know where they're going to go? Their homeboy's house instead of their house. And then the police are going to find them. I know too many niggas that said they was going to run off, and they was going to, do the dash like they were fucking take K, and they didn't get fucking nowhere. They stayed out of jail a couple months, and that was it.
I understand, the induced homicides. I understand, threatening. I understand, if you catch an assault charge because you got into a fight with somebody, you beat that person up, and now that person's trying to press assault charges on you. I understand all these, but second-degree murder, bro?
You want me to be honest with you? Let me be 1,000% with you.
Okay.
The police don't solve no fucking murders anyway. The niggas that be killing motherfuckers are still out here most of the time. They're not solving shit. These people are still out on the streets. They're still doing what they do.
You don't think this is going to start a purge?
No, not at all, bro. Not even a little bit, dude. What this is going to do is let people fight their cases from outside.
But people can fight their cases from outside now.
Yeah.
You realize that?
They can, but they have to pay to do that shit. Now you can just do that shit. Now
you're
not
paying to do that. Do you realize, though, that the
shit.
money that you pay to the court, unless it's going to your attorney or you fuck up your bond, is going right back to you? Do you realize that?
I do understand that. But, again, you're just eliminating that. That's all they're doing is eliminating the cash bond system. That's all they're doing.
But they're eliminating the cash bond system for only certain offenses.
For only certain shit. So, again, if they catch you
But why isn't cannabis charges in there?
Why isn't cannabis charges in there?
Yeah.
Because what cannabis?
But it's Illinois and it's legal.
What cannabis charges are you catching? It depends on what you're catching right now.
But
because
listen,
they're going to drop.
They're going to they're going to charge you with cannabis if it's not in a legal container. They're going to charge you with cannabis if it's open, because that's considered open alcohol.
They're going to give you a ticket. They're not going to arrest you for that shit, though.
No, but they're going to.
They're going to charge you. So there's no need for a cash bond.
But that's still a charge, though.
They are charging you, but they're not taking you anywhere. They're not arresting you.
Right.
So there's no. So they wouldn't even need that, unless the only way you're getting arrested for weed is if it's you have pounds on you and it's intention to sell type shit.
Right.
And even then, you may be able to somehow get out of that one. I don't think so, but you may be. But I'm just telling you right now, yeah, you don't need it for a cannabis charge like that. You're getting ticketed. You're gonna pay they're gonna make you pay out the ass. You're gonna be like, yeah, you had this in an open container, kid. You were smoking in this fucking whip.
But then what about distribution?
But they're gonna.
But why would that be what I'm trying to get you to understand right now is that they have no bond for second-degree murder.
Yeah.
But for cannabis distribution, you can be sitting in prison.
You know why they're going to have you sitting in prison? Come on, bro.
Because you're stealing money from the government.
So what are we talking about, bro?
But stealing money, what I'm saying is stealing money from the government and killing somebody are two different things.
Yeah, but guess what? If I'm the fucking government, you know what? I don't give a fuck about who you killed. You know what I give a fuck about? My goddamn money, dude.
Yeah, but we're already millions of dollars in debt, so.
Yeah, so again, kill each other.
You know, these inmates get the inmates don't, not themselves, but the prisons and the jails that hold these inmates get money from the state every single day that you're there to take care of you. And in theory, obviously, the state would think, okay, then they're going to be using this money not only to pay the correctional officers, but they're using this money to take care of these inmates. But in reality, they probably only spend like $5, $10 a day on you, and they get, or less than that, and they get, about $100 a day for every inmate that's incarcerated with the state. The state will fund them with that money. Okay, so why would they be taking away cash bonds for these offenses in general if now, because what you just said is they want their money, but they're losing money in general.
I'm pretty sure it's just overcrowding, that's why.
Right, but I'm saying that they're losing money for not having people in there.
Yeah, but if it's overcrowded, then there's nowhere for motherfuckers to go. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, so you let the guy out that committed a murder.
But it's second.
But you keep it.
Let's look what second degree is.
Go ahead, bro. It just doesn't make sense to me. That's all it is, man. It's not like I'm disagreeing with you. It just doesn't make sense to me at all.
So the government has made sense to you before?
No, but you're starting to not make sense to me.
How?
Because, bro, like I get the fact that they want their money, so they're going to set an example for somebody that is obviously stealing government's money. It's, considered a white-collar crime at that point, kind of. You know what I mean? Because you're taking government's money, especially it being legal in all the dispensaries. But if you're letting people out, what is second-degree murder?
So second-degree murder
is accident?
No. So second-degree murder is not accident. It's malicious intent, but not premeditated.
So you're telling me that if they didn't fucking make the phone call saying, hey, let's go kill this guy, but they still had a malicious intent and murdered somebody, then they're going to be let out?
Blake. I'm literally, you're asking me to explain the government. Am I telling you this is what I do?
No, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all.
The government doesn't make no fucking sense. They don't make no sense. But again, the government is more concerned with, I don't want you to make money where I should be making money than about you killing somebody. Like, they don't give a bro, like, I don't understand why we think they give a fuck about us.
I'm not sitting here pretending like they give a shit about us. It's just there's no foolproof in it. They're literally doing this on a whim at this point. That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't like to get political, but
clearly because it doesn't make us good.
I'm just going to say this, right? Joe Biden is not fit to be president. Who's president of the United States right now?
Joe Biden, but we're not going to go. But we're not going to go into this.
So
we're not going to. But we cannot go into that. We cannot.
I'm just saying this. This is my last point about it. If he's in there, then we obviously know that these people are not always the smartest.
Obviously, we know that the president doesn't run the country. But again, we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Because you're about to get us fucking taken off. And you could leave that in there too, because you know that we'll get deplatformed for talking about the president.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that people who are incompetent are in some of these roles. So when they do things that don't make sense, we shouldn't be surprised because we know that they are incompetent.
And I will cap it off by saying, you were right, we should just bring back duels.
Abso-fucking-lutely, dude. Duels would be fucking lit, dude. Come through. I got the blicky. Let's do 10 paces, and I'm going to shoot at you, and you're going to shoot at me. And I'm going to pray to God you fucking miss, and I hit your ass. God damn. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of A Dose of Reality. My name is Kid Iso.
Blake Steele.
And we want to thank you for tuning in for your weekly dose. Let's get it.
Appreciate y'all. See you next week.
See you next week.